Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, I just wanted to highlight this real quick. Check this out. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. It's like a 2 minute clip, but listen to what Brad Garlinghouse says. Check this out.
On it, so they bought an ETF to do so. But you recently predicted that the crypto market will double in size to $5 trillion by the end of 2024. That is a big prediction just by the end of this year.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's that big a prediction when you step back. And, like any market, this is driven by supply and demand. You have decreasing supply for a whole bunch of reasons, the halving Bitcoin being an important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. It's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably underpredicted that.
I feel.
What? What? Nah. What? Wait, what? Did you just hear that? If anything, I under predicted that. Come on. That isn't coming from a man who is just throwing a number out. That's coming from somebody who really knows what's going on. I believe he believes the reason why we're going to get to that $5 trillion market cap. Yes, he talks about the halving. Yes, he talks about the ETFs. Yes, he talks about stablecoin regulation and things like that and adoption and growing in the space. But there's one element missing. There is no way in hell you can get to a $5 trillion market cap without, drumroll please, an alt season. Alt season is the key to unlocking that $5 trillion market cap valuation by Brad Garlinghouse, who says that's easily predictable, and it's probably he's probably undershooting it. So to me, if somebody comes out and makes a prediction, they talk about it, no big deal. But if you come out and make a prediction, and then the next day or the next following weeks, you come out and you reiterate that prediction, and then the following couple days, you come out again and you say you probably undershoot that prediction, then that tells me there's a layer of confidence we don't really see. Because anybody, like you can see JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or different hedge funds, right? Different institutions, they can come out and say these different predictions, right? But they basically just put the number out, they write the article, it's done. But this guy's coming out all the time and saying, yeah. So to me, either he's going to look like a complete idiot because by the end of the year, before you know it, it's going to be the end of the year. And we're going to wake up, and if it's not 5 trillion, if we're nowhere even close, he's going to look pretty foolish, right? So to me, I think he knows something, and I think that has to revolve around the SEC Ripple lawsuit. And you could say, yeah, but if Ripple wins, and yeah, XRP can go up, but that still doesn't even equate to 5 trillion. Yes, you're totally right. You're exactly right. If Ripple wins, XRP can bring what to the party? Maybe between 100 billion up to maybe 500 billion. But we're talking 5 trillion. Where does that come from? Well, that still comes from the Ripple lawsuit. Why? Because it's not only going to favor XRP massively. It's going to favor the altcoins in a big way. Why? Because at that point, if they settle, when they win, what's going to happen is all these other crypto blockchain, projects like Cardano, for example, right? They're going to feel way more comfortable, continuing, developing, right? And then the investors are going to feel really, really good about investing more money because inside of an investor's head is what? If Ripple can win the lawsuit, so can we. If, in fact, we ever get sued. Because what's stopping the market, right? What's stopping the market from going from nothing to $100 trillion, right? Or something crazy? Well, it really has to do with, because I really believe at some point we will get between that 50 to 100 trillion. It might not be all crypto, but everything is being tokenized, right? Everything's being on the blockchain. Just for example, voting, right? An election. Eventually, that will probably be on the blockchain. All your taxes, just anything you can think of that involves value, probably will be at some point on the blockchain. But what's really holding this market back is uncertainty, right? FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So uncertainty in the Coinbase lawsuit, and uncertainty, right, with the exchanges, uncertainty with like stable coins like Tether. I mean, there's shady deals. Definitely regulations, not knowing the legal framework, utility versus S coins, right? And then also the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, because if Ripple loses, again, that'll set a precedent for all other coins, right? Because if XRP got sued, nobody's safe, right? Nobody's safe. So in order to feel safe, Ripple needs to win, not for themselves, but for all crypto. It doesn't matter if you hold XRP, it doesn't matter if you like Brad or hate Brad or Ripple or XRP, because at the end of the day, they're going to inadvertently either hurt your bag or help your bag, right? So, we should all be cheering for them to win and calling out all the corruption and the rule by enforcement by the bankers and the inside the SEC. So when you look at $5 trillion, a lot of that is going to be with Bitcoin. So if we look at Bitcoin bringing $2 trillion to the market, that puts Bitcoin about 65% up from where it is. That'll land the price between $105,000 and $110,000 Bitcoin. If you go a little bit more, I've been thinking between 100 to 125 would be an ideal spot for Bitcoin. Obviously, it can go way higher than that, but the higher it goes, the more liquidity is needed to push the price upwards. And I think a lot of that liquidity will start to be taken advantage of by taking profits from people who bought way down here and rotating that into altcoins that haven't even broken their previous all-time high, right? Going all the way back to 2018. Some coins are still, way down in here that haven't broken this high, right? XRP, wink, wink, right? So that would leave between between $2.5 and $3 trillion left for the altcoins, right? That's what that would mean, between $2.5 and $3 trillion less left. So we can see the total 2 market cap, right? Basically everything except Bitcoin is around $1 trillion. So you can see the market cap for Ethereum is about 367 billion. And the total right now is about 2.5 trillion, which means, we're about halfway there. So if we're halfway there and we go up to 5 trillion, that puts us right around that 120, 130% to the upside, right? So the market still has about another 100% to go. So between 120 or 130, because right now it's only at 2.25. Before it was sitting at 2.5, so it's actually more than 100%, right? When Brad called it. So what that means is, if Bitcoin, say, went up 100%, right? Let's say Bitcoin goes up 100%. That would put it right at that $130,000. So that would make sense. Now, not all of it's going to be with Bitcoin, right? Because I'm looking at XRP, and to me, I think XRP is going to bring quite a bit of cash to the party to make up that 5 trillion. XRP has plenty of wiggle room. It's only about 28 billion right now, right? And let's look at the all-time high here. We could see the all-time high was around 125 billion, So, at least 125 billion. So, if we go, let's do the same thing. So, let's say, it's at the all-time high and we go up 100%. Just like where Bitcoin is, it's sitting around that all-time high. You go up 100%. That's about $250 billion. So let's look at the Fibonacci here. Pull it down. And what we can see is the 1.414 comes in at about 490 billion. So between 309 billion up to, let me see, I think this is on log scale. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that was the deal. Okay. I was like, that looks a little bit too much there. But maybe not. We'll see. 204 billion at the 1618. So the target on the smallest target for me for XRP would be that $200 billion market cap. I think you can easily do that, and that would put XRP, the price, at about let's see, about $5, between $5 and $6. So at least $5 or $6. I think we'll find some resistance around 425, 430, and then again at between 5 and 6. So I think that would be a good area of interest. But remember, Ripple, everything's going right. Bitcoin's breaking out to new all-time high, and then the altcoins start going crazy, right? Then Bitcoin continues even higher, right? Then it starts to distribute. People rotate into the altcoins. Then the altcoins break out of all-time highs. They're going crazy. Then all of a sudden it comes out on the news that Ripple and the SEC finally make a settlement, which causes the price to go even further, which then causes other altcoins to go further because they were holding back. Some of the investors, right, were holding back until Ripple won the lawsuit. Because if you look at a lot of investors, they're not even in any crypto. Why? Because of the Ripple lawsuit. They want to make sure that when they get it, there's no question, right? And again, it is not a security. That is the law of the land. But they want that settlement. They want everything to just sort of be done with. Then a lot of those people are not only going to get back on board with XRP, but with the rest of the market. But to me, it'll be already too late because we would already be at a critical level, unless, of course, it's the kickoff, right? So the settlement could either be the kickoff, right, to the high, or even better, let's say XRP goes up, organically at the all-time high, right? Organically, and then all of a sudden, right, the lawsuit settlement, right, comes out in Ripple's favor, and XRP sitting at $2 to $3. Then at that point it would be even more, right, accelerating to the upside. Why? Because we came off. If it happened down here, eventually you would lose momentum. But if it happens up here, you can carry that momentum to these even higher targets. But regardless of all that, I still think around that $10 area is a reasonable area, which would put XRP, the market cap, at about $10. I would say about 450 billion, about between 400 and 450 billion dollar market cap. And that $13 price target would put it at almost 530 billion. So it's not too bad. I think eventually XRP will be a $1 trillion asset, especially as things get more utility driven, and and especially after these regulations too. And to me, XRP is so undervalued that we are still Always remember where we are. This is like Bitcoin being at 20,000 right here. This is like Bitcoin being at 14,000 right here. This, where we are right now, is like Bitcoin being at around maybe 7 or 8,000. So think about that for a second. So if you look, for example, at Bitcoin, we'll do something interesting. Check this out. Watch this. Would you look at that? The last halving, that's actually interesting. The last halving is kind of where XRP is at right now, where the last halving was on Bitcoin. But let's say XRP is somewhere here, right? And look what happened before the big run up. We had a big dump. Well, we've seen a big dump in XRP. Is it big enough? We'll see. But let's just say, I'll put it sort of right in the middle where the bull market support band, around that $8,000 area. And then we came all the way up. It was about a 765% move. So if we go to XRP and we do a 765% move, that's only, right, back to the all-time high, basically. On some exchanges, the all-time high is higher than $3.30, right, around at 350, 380. So that's only to the all-time high, right? Not even talking about higher extensions. So it'll be interesting to see. Is Brad Garlinghouse correct? I mean, is this, it seems like he's confident to me. What do you think? Listen to this.
An important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. It's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably underpredicted that.
He underpredicted.